Heroes of Cabernet let me talk to some of the greatest winemakers in the wine business. And I am so honored to have Kirk Venge with us right now. Hi, Kirk.
Hello, hi Ann. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so happy to be able to
Yeah,
talk to you about this spectacular Venge wine. And it is Venge, not Venge. Uh,
right. Yeah.
right? But I think you'll probably take it either way, right?
We answer to what we answered everything. In college, it was Venge. It was everything. So, but yeah, you got it right, Vengi.
Well, my very first trip to Napa Valley back when I was a puppy was to visit your father, Nils Vingay. He was the winemaker at Groth. The
Yeah,
wine had just gotten a 100-point score, and he was the very first Napa Valley winemaker to get a 100-point score with a
yeah,
1985 Groth Reserve. So
yeah.
big
And
deal.
he's still celebrating that today. He still smiles. He's still happy.
Well, the wine that we're going to talk about here is the Venge Beckstoffer Missouri Hopper 2021. This is a in the Parthenon of wine stuff. This is like the iconic Napa, like this is your lead story right here. This is
Yeah,
the prestige all the way down. A great 2021 vintage, a great vineyard designation, and a great winemaker, Kirk Venge, bringing it on. Oakville, Oakville, one of the, is it 17 appellations now, Kirk?
I think it's 17 or 18 if you add them up. I can't keep track, but there's a new one,
Yeah.
every few
Franks.
years there's something else coming out.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but
yeah,
Oakville is like this is the big boy neighborhood right here,
it is.
heart of the Napa Valley. And Mr. Beckstoffer knows his fruit is pretty important and charges accordingly for it, I'm sure.
hmm
And
Without a doubt. I can attest. I can attest to that. There's no free tonnage, no free lunch with Andy Beckstoffer. But
sure.
it's a great it's a wonderful site, and everyone listening, viewing to this that has been to the Napa Valley will know where this vineyard is. It's near Brick's Restaurant. Brick's Restaurant's next door to Mustard's Grill. These are North Yountville properties. If you just look west of those, just look to the mountain, to the west, and that's down low into the south is going to be where Missouri Hopper is, and it's broken into three, actually four large blocks. We're in what's called the B block. This is an old clone 337 block of Cabernet. And I love this site. These are old soldiers. I think they're probably in their young 30s right now, these vines. They're still continuing to thrive. They do an excellent job of growing. Um, I anticipate probably this vineyard the most. Like when you're talking about the champions of what we make and what we put our name on, this is at the top. I've got other vineyard designates with Stagecoach, Annapurna, Bone Ash, my own estate, but Beckstoffer Missouri Hopper is right at the top. Also Oakville Ranch. So these are all individual bottlings of ours, but I would put this up against anything that we do every year back to back. It is the most consistent, most structurally complex. It's very correct. This one, I can't tell you enough about how enthusiastic I am every year when this comes across our crush pad, when we make the call to finally harvest and get to make this wine. I pick about 9 tons, something like that, which is about 550 total cases a year. Some of that branches into family reserve, where it always got its start from 2012 to 16. And Andy Beckstoffer said, no, you don't. You got to put my name on your label. So in 16, we started with a couple hundred cases of
Wow.
this. And now it's grown. We'll produce probably 16 barrels a year, 400 cases, something like that.
The checklist, the
Mhm.
cigar box, the tobacco, the cherry cola, the and then you put your styling on it, which is, really coaxing it into this delicious corner. Your wines are hard to keep their hands off when they're young. Uh,
Appreciate it.
and they're delicious and really wonderfully hedonistic. You can see
Yeah.
pieces of the vineyard here as well.
Yeah, that's the shot of the tasting room, the barrel storage, barrel cellar, and the tasting room. But yeah, this is, again, it's a vineyard. What's perfect about this property, Ian, is if you appreciate benchland being at the kind of the corners of where a vineyard valley floor kicks up into the hillside, you get this millennia of washout and erosion and topsoil. And this happens throughout Bordeaux all over the place. You don't notice it's maybe so much, but the great estates have these like little small rises, and these are where these soil mixtures really happen. You get silting and tertiary soils, quaternary soils. But on benchland in Napa Valley, we have a similar thing where silting deposits and new gravels, and you get this breakup of texture, and it's the difference between the stones that makes the wine. This is not a rocky site, but it's not also not a heavy clay site. There's great drainage, wonderful airflow. Beckstoffer farms it or almost organically, if not completely organically. There's no tillage, herbicides, pesticides. It's very, very natural, and I love the fine kind of gravel of this soil. It's profound, and so that's what builds great structure, character, color, and it retains its acidity, tannin, and tension.
Pretty tactily stimulating and delicious, concentrated. You're going to get your money's worth. And thank you for making time for us today.
Of course, my pleasure, Ian. Thank you very, very much.
Take care.
You too. Excellent.